Now let us see types of system calls. System call can be grouped roughly into 6 categories: process control, file manipulation or file management, device manipulation or device management, information maintenance or information management, communication, and protection. We'll discuss the type of these system calls that can be provided by an operating system. Most of these system calls support or are supported by concept and functions that are discussed after this chapter. The first is process control. Running program needs to be able to halt its execution either normally or abnormally. If you are halting the program, running program normally, then you can use end, or if you are halting the program abnormally, then abort. So these two uh, system call can be used under process control. If a system call is made to terminate the currently running program abnormally, or if the program runs into problem and cause an error trap, a dump of memory is sometimes taken and an error message generated. A process executing one program may want to load and execute another program. This feature allows the command interpreter to execute a program as directly. For example, a user command or the click of a mouse. An interesting question is where to return control when the loaded program terminates. This question is related to whether the existing program is lost, saved, or allowed to continue execution concurrently with the new program. If control returns to the existing program when the new program terminates, we must save the memory image of the existing program. Thus, we have effectively created a mechanism for one program to call another program. If both programs continue concurrently, we have created a new process to be multi-program. This is using the create process. If we create a new process or perhaps even a set of processes, we should be able to control its execution. This control requires the ability to determine and reset the attributes of a process, including the process priority, its maximum allowable execution time, and so on. Get process and set process attributes through this one. We may also want to terminate a process that we created. At that time we can use terminate process. Having created new process, we may need to wait for them to finish their execution. We may want to wait for certain amount of time to pass, that is wait time. More probably, we will want to wait for a specific event to occur. At that time, wait event, this system call can be raised. The processes should then signal when that event has occurred, that is through event signal event. Quite often, two or more processes may share data. To ensure the integrity of the data being shared, operating system often provides system call allowing a process to lock shared data. So allocate and free memory is a system call to lock the free area or release the free area. Typically, such system call includes acquire lock and release lock. System call of these types dealing with coordination of concurrent processes. So, this is about process control. Another uh, system call type is file manipulation or file management. Several common system call dealing with this with the files. We first need to able to create and delete the file. Either system call requires the name of the file and perhaps some of the file's attributes. Once the file is created, we need to open and use it. We may also read, write or reposition. Reposition is nothing but rewind or skip to the end of the file. Finally, we need to close the file, indicating that we are not longer using this. Get file attributes. Set file attributes include file name, file type, protection code, accounting information, and so on. A process may need several resources to execute: main memory, disk drive, access to file, and so on. If the resources are available, they can be granted, and control can be returned to the user process. Otherwise, the process will have to wait until sufficient resources are available. A system with multiple users may require to first request a device to ensure exclusive use of it. After we are finished with the device, we release it. These functions are similar to the open and close system calls of file management. Once the device has been requested and allocated to us, we can read, write, and possibly reposition. Again, the meaning of that reposition is same as in a file management, that is to rewind the task. Once the device has been requested, we can read, write, and reposition the device. We can get device attributes, set attributes, the same as in file management, that the type of device, we can set the attributes like this: logically attach or detach device. So these are under the device management or device manipulation system calls. Next is information maintenance. Many system call exist simply for the purpose for transferring information between the user program and the operating system. For example, most system have a system call to return the current time and date. Other system call may return information about the system, such as the version number of the operating system, the amount of free memory or disk space, and so on. The operating system keeps information about all its processes, and system calls are used to access this information. Generally, these calls are also used to get and set the process information, get process, file, or device attributes. Even the set process and device file or device attribute. Next is communication. There are two common models of interprocess communication. We'll see in a next 2 or 3 slides: the message passing model and the shared memory model. Communication is used for create delete communication connection. Whenever users intended to transmit particular information or some process is going on, at that time we have to create the communication and also delete the connection. Send the message and receive the message. Transfer status information, attach or detach remote devices. So these are the two, there are the two common models, message passing model and shared memory model in the communication. In the message passing model, the communicating process exchange message with one another to transfer information. Message can be exchanged between the processes either directly or indirectly through common mailbox. Before communication can take place, a connection must be open. The name of the other communicator must be known. Be it another process or the same system or a process on another computer connected by a communication network. In message passing, information is exchanged through an inter-process communication facility provided by the operating system. In shared memory model, processes are mapped memory system calls to gain access to a region of memory owned by other processes. Let us see message passing. Process A is there and process B is there. Having some memory area, a buffer is there for process A and process B is stored in this particular memory area. Want to communicate with the kernel via API. At that time, process A can send via the particular whatever the memory allotted for this process A from this memory, that will provide it to the kernel, and in response of that, kernel can communicate with the process B. Now here process A trying to communicate with the process B, but the share message passing concept says that it must pass to the kernel, and from the kernel it will be passed to the process B. In the same way, shared memory. Memory is shared among the processes. Process A want to communicate with process B. At that time, the shared memory area of any process A or process B is used. Process A now communicate with the process B, and that can be use shared memory. From the shared memory, that is communicate with the process B. Last is protection. Protection provides a mechanism for controlling access to the resources provided by computer system. Typically, system call providing protection includes set permission and get permission. Which manipulate the permission setting of resources such as file and disk. So get file permission and set file permissions are the two system calls used in protection.